Alright boys, quick video update. Just had to flip the quad shocks. I left the plastic piece that is covers the rod a little bit and kind of covers the quad shock. I'm assuming you can take that off. I don't really even know, to be honest. I realized it after the fact. It's like a C here away from that rear tire. It's close, but the rest fits. As soon as you flip them, they look dope. I like them. I mean, they could come out a bit. They could definitely use, you know, like Brutal did, maybe a small spacer if you really wanted it to, you know, to come out to the fender. But she's not lowered yet, so I figured I should fit them now. I was going to go ahead and order the SVE coilover kit, and then I started reading that the coilover kit has issues with a 17x9 wheel, whereas it'll rub and you need spacers. I don't really want to go through the trouble of spacers and longer studs right now, blah, 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 blah. I just don't want to deal with all that right now. So I really want to just get to test driving this transmission swap. And she felt good. I only drove her home the night that we got it in. And I do have a quick video of when we were putting it in. I found a local guy that happens to be, he's a mechanic in a Foxbody cat. He's only 35 years old, man. So it was really, I mean, I say only, but that seems young to me being 43 and meeting a guy that is much more experienced when it comes to mechanics and knows these cars in and out. I was really impressed with him. So he's definitely going to be my new right-hand man. He works at a small car dealership, used car dealership that he just, you know, he works out of there. He's got his own lift and stuff. So needless to say, we got the swap done. The only issue we found when we were done is the speedo wasn't working. I don't know why. I'll deal with that later. But everything else was good. We had some clutch adjustment issues. Of course, being I put an adjustable clutch quadrant and a firewall adjuster in it. But and I still feel like I need to dial it in a little bit more. I'm just test fitting the wheels. Like I said, the SVE coilover kit, I was worried about it rubbing, and I can't get any information on whether or not it'll rub with these 8.5-inch, 18-inch, 8.5-inch wide wheels. So yeah, I put them on. Front seems good. They definitely stick out more than I expected in the front. So they're like, you know, that's like out there in my opinion. It's probably a 1/4 of an inch further out than I would have liked, but we'll see when I bring it down, because again, I'm going back and forth now with whether or not I want to lower it with the springs, you know, all new springs and shocks, struts, or just go with the coilover kit and see what happens. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely like I like how the wheels look. When these windows are black like them wheels, man, this thing's gonna look sinister, and that's kind of the look I'm going for. Man, it just looks ridiculous looking so high like that. And that fender being dented. But in due time. You guys saw it. I did get the alternator done. What's up, boys? I got my phone because I honestly forgot that I should be filming this. This is the 130 amp alternator kit that LMR sells. And just as a quick note, my white wire, there was one on each side of the harness that plugs into your factory alternator. I had a white wire plugged into this harness piece and a white wire plugged into this harness piece. My bracket was already modified, so I didn't need the bracket that I bought. I had to take the Dremel to it to take about literally a C here off of that bracket. It was somebody had already looked like they chipped it with a hammer. To be honest, it was terrible, but I cleaned it up and I was able to mount that alternator. Now, the reason they had it modified, because again, this is the alternator that was in it, they had it modified because they couldn't get at that plug. And this doesn't look like an original alternator. It was mounted like, you know, like at this angle here, so you can see where that plug would be, and they even cracked the plug trying to get it in there. They broke that. So I don't know what alternator this is. It's a Motorcraft alternator. I just don't think it's an original. But yeah, like you can see, I had the white wire on this side, and I had the white wire on this side, and they don't show that in any of the videos. So I don't know. Maybe mine was modified at one point. I'm not sure. But I'm doing the upgraded wire and I just wanted to make note. Even with having it right here, it ain't happening, dude. So I just pulled the battery tray out. I was gonna take time, clean it all up, paint it, but it's just not worth it right now. This engine's probably gonna come out at some point, but I just took it out, drilled a hole in each side, boom, mounted it right there. It fits perfect. Battery won't touch it, it's out of the way. And of course, you just tuck it. I tucked it below this factory stuff here. It'll come out up there to the back of the new alternator. And this is what I ended up doing. I don't know why that's jammed down in there, but it is. So yeah, basically your stator just ties off, or this wire ties off of the white from the clip. So I'm going to leave those two whites. I'm going to tape them up and call them a day. Yeah, call it a day with those, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. The system's here, which was a bit of a task because I did not originally want the weight of a box in the back, but this has the factory system in it, you know, the tape deck and stuff and all the factory interior speakers. There's no way. I had to put a system in it. So I did some research and I found, after measuring the hatch, that, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money either, so keep that in mind. I'm not like, you know, some dude looking to go around busting windows out of my hatch, and I don't want a big heavy speaker box in the back. I found this, and the measurements on it will put me below the rear seat back. So I don't know if you guys, you know, you old school Foxbody guys know, back in the day, man, dudes had boxes in the back that were basically touching the damn window when the hatch came down, and I don't want that. You know, I don't even want to see the box when I look in my rearview mirror. This is 3/8. And from what I understand, the reviews are good. I have a couple of friends that I grew up with that are stereo installers. They said they pound. Of course, it was a kit, so it came with the amp and the wiring kit, which is, of course, cheesy. The wiring kit itself, you know, it's kind of chintzy. But, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It's 3/8, 2100 watts. Here's the specs on it. This is the amp it comes with. It's kind of a long, slender-looking deal, but small, you know. You can see the size of my hand versus that amp. It's small, and that's what I wanted too. This is the wiring kit it came with, all for like 450 bucks. And I picked this up. Of course, I hope I got the right one. The double DIN's on the way, and I got two Rockford Fosgate dash speakers already. This is one of the I just wanted to check just to make sure that, you know, somebody didn't replace the speakers in it already. I pulled this rear hatch one out, and of course this is the premium speaker. So yeah, I got a set of NVX speakers that I'm gonna power for the doors and the rear hatch. I'm gonna power with this bad Larry. And again, after looking at all the measurements, I wanted this to fit under my seat like I had years ago with I forget which Fox it was, but I had a Fox years ago that had a nice little Kenwood amp tucked under the passenger seat. And this is actually smaller than that amp. And it's 400 watts, it's bridgeable, so I'll run the 4 speakers with it, and then I'll run the 2 dash speakers off the double DIN, I guess. Because I got a double DIN, and these things are just nice to have, I picked this up, and this is gonna be for the rearview cam, and it's pretty decent for 26 bucks. You know, I would have liked to have some nice like motorsport license plate frame, but to be honest, that's clean, and you know, it's not gaudy looking or anything. I think it'll work. It's better than having one of those cameras mounted into my chassis or the body somehow, you know. And it's made pretty well. This is all metal. What else did I get? I picked up some wire loom. I also picked up some braided, you know, the braided stuff. And I picked up a box of harness tape. It came, I just stopped stepping on that speaker. It came as it came with 5 of these, you know, for like, you know, not next to nothing, because I got that alternator wire, that new starter wire running, which is exposed right now, running down there. I just got different stuff going on, and of course I'd like everything to be as clean as I can get it. Anything I touch, I wanna make it, you know, better. Decided I'm gonna keep these headlights. I think these are the originals, and I'm just gonna replace this yellow one, I think, for now. Supercharger kit, I'm going back and forth with whether or not just to buy the SCI kit and not worry about, you know, injectors and fuel pumps, etc., or do I just buy the kit from Anderson Ford Motorsport that is kind of ideal because you can get an S trim blower unit, which is the better one as opposed to the SCI, for like $3,500. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna put things on hold. The stereo equipment, like I said, I'm waiting on the speakers and the double din and a few other things, and then I'm gonna, I think, replace the rug while I'm at it. This rug is in good shape, but I mean, it's 30 years old, and if I'm gonna wire up the system, I may as well just take it out. And I know it's a pain in the ass because I've watched you guys do it, cutting them and lining them up and trying to get the cuts in the right places, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. And while I'm at it, I ordered the Landau Black. I've already got the LMR Titanium. I'm going to order the console, this dash pad. I don't know if you can notice it, but my dash pad's got like some creases in it that drive me nuts. And then, of course, up top, somebody stuck something up there. I got to get that off. And then those white spots you see, that's actual staining. So that's not coming off. So it's going to have to be painted over. And the door panels, thankfully, don't need to be painted. So hopefully when I paint the dash with this titanium that it doesn't, you know, it's not too noticeable, because the rest of the plastics, the only thing I plan to paint, you can actually see it, is the edge where the seatbelt meets right here. I'm going to touch that stuff up with the black. So yeah, that's it, man. And that TKX, let me tell you guys, dude, the offset, the second to third gear throw is amazing. It's just like it just holds your hand and says, "Come on in," you know. And again, I only drove it. We took it for a test drive afterwards. Adjusted the clutch. It was late. It was like 10:30 by the time we were done. I had to go pick up my daughter from my mother's house, so I was done at that point. It had been a long day. And I drove it home that night, parked it, and I haven't taken it back out yet. So we'll see, but it felt good. So yeah, that's it, man. Stereo's here. We got the small box with the 3 8s. Never had 8s before, but hey, I don't listen to a lot of bassy music these days. I'm thinking those things are going to rip, and well, hopefully they don't rip, but rock. Yeah, rock, that's it. And yeah. Let me get to getting.